Hi everyone, welcome back. Welcome back to How Do I Love Thee? Let Me Count the Days series. And we are going to be using this little, I think I got this from one of the dollar stores. I don't remember which one. Family Dollar, Dollar General. It could have been another store that had dollar items. So it says a gnome kit, and you know how my other kits were, it's like follow the picture. So as you saw, I just opened it up. I haven't put one of these together. I thought it'd be fun to try to do that on, yeah, Dollar General. Got this from Dollar General. So it'll be fun to do that. So I'm just going to set, I like to, whenever I'm putting things together, I usually tend to separate. I like to separate everything and make sure I have everything. So it says pink hat, pink body, red body. So we got the bodies, the hats. We got two little beards, and it says 8 red hearts and 2 flesh balls, 1 pink ball, 1 red ball. And it says how to make the gnome design. So we're going to make a cone. We're going to do this together. This will be something fun. Hopefully semi-quick and easy, right? So we're just going to round this into a cone. Now, I always struggle with my cones. I'm not sure how you all work with your cones, but I struggle with my cones because I think that they should be easier to form, but for some reason it's never as easy as I want it to be. So we got the cone and we're just working it, and even though I haven't put it in glue, I kind of want to make it where it hold itself together, you know, like make it round and unloosen these little felt fibers. Feels like it's stiff. It's definitely stiff. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get the glue. That's one thing I didn't get. All right, so even though I said I was going to get the glue, I couldn't find the fabric check for some reason. I decided to try and stitch it, so I got some needle and thread. And what I am doing, I started at the bottom right here, just came through this section where you can see the knot. Now this yarn thread is thinner than the needle, therefore if I put the needle through the felt, the thread will pull through. So I just um, went through and put the needle in between the knot to give it some. And so now what I'm doing is it's just a basic regular stitch, but I'm back stitching on there. So as I get in here, like so, I'm gonna have the needle come out right here. Without trying to poke myself. So you see how the needle came out? And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the thread and go back through the last stitch that I made just to reinforce it. I don't really feel like I need to go all the way up to the top, but I want to make sure that I have it pretty nicely secured. So now I'm just going back here and pulling it through. And then there we go. So I think this is good. And we will glue the other one, but I had to take a phone call, so I just was like, let me try this out. And I think what we'll do is we'll just cover up this piece like that. Yeah. So we'll cover up our stitching so no one actually can see the stitching with our little beard. And then our hat will go like this. And then we'll glue everything down. So let me go ahead and take this stitch out of here. I'm going to do one last stitch just to secure it really well. You know how I am about these things when I feel like we need to secure stuff. I want to do an extra stitch or extra knot or extra something just so it doesn't come apart. And even though this is not really going anywhere, I still want to make it nice and neat because if it's pretty cute, I could put it in the little roommate's little Valentine's Day. I got a mailbox from Walmart for 98¢. I'm just going to put a few little kid things in there. So now what I'm going to do, so I'm going to just come back through at the bottom. I'm not too worried about the thread that's going to be wasted, but if you are concerned, then I definitely would recommend not wasting that thread. So we got this. Let's come back through, and then I'm going to go back in and going to find that stitch, the last stitch that I just made. I'm going to put this through here, and then I'm going to put the needle through this. Is this a lot more time consuming? Yes, it is. Am I okay with that? Yes, I am. So now we're going to do it one more time because you know she likes to do some double stitching. So here we go. And there we go. And I'm just going to clip this right here. I do recommend you use your scissors that you like to cut your thread or fabric with. My little red scissors are the catch-all, do-all, workhorses, and the workhorse scissors. I'm just going to tie a little knot. And what I do when I have like a ravel, I consider this like a little ravel, I just twist it until it twists into a little knot. And there we go. So now the next one says to glue, step 1. So this is step 1, glue. Step 2 is to take our beard and glue. And we are going to take our beard and glue. I'm going to push the beard down just a scotch because I want it to hang off of the body. And I'm going to just apply it like in this section. I don't know what's going on with me and glue lately. It does not. You probably could use some cheapo glue, but this is what I have right now. And it does not want to act right, of course, right? So I got the glue on, and now I'm just going to just wrap it around like that and apply some pressure. And see right here, I didn't put a lot of glue on it because it was not trying to go on, but I am going to all right, so we got this on right here, and I'm just gonna roll it. I feel like that's a good thing without trying to get too much glue on my hand, too much seepage, anything like that. And there we have it. I think this is a cute little project. Would I recommend to do this with a child? I don't know about that. So we're gonna try and not trust the glue process, but if you decide to make this with your little ones, gluing probably will help you. If you're making this to give in, you know, a swap or something, I probably would say stitch it. But I'm just going to trust the glue. Trust the glue. I'm gonna glue. I have no glue to trust right now. So I'm gonna just put that right down that end and roll this over like that. And I'm just going to apply a little bit of pressure. Like that. And I am rubbing it because it's all on my hand. So we got this, and we're just gonna hold it a little bit. I'll apply some pressure. One of the two. Okay. I think it's dry, Not dry enough. That is why I like to use fabric tech on fabric projects, because it dries really quickly. Like it adheres fast. And even though those have some of the same properties, it's not fabric tech. I am going to go ahead and stitch this because I'm a little bit impatient. I want to get the project complete. I probably could have just used some basic glue, right? Like school glue, Elmer school glue. I may try this glue on the next one. We'll see. But I'm just going to put a few stitches right here. All right, so our next step is to, I don't really like that they all are like matchy matchy. I feel like, I don't know. I just don't like it all matchy matchy. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and go. And it says to glue this on. I don't think we need to glue it on. But if you decide to purchase from the Dollar General and you're giving this away, you know what? I am going to glue it on, because if I put it in my son's thing, well, this is going to be all pulled apart anyway once he gets his hands on it. So what we're going to do is just take some of this glue right here, and I'm putting this on the back. Okay. So now I'm going to slide this down, and I'm just going to apply some pressure. The instructions are pretty straightforward. So if you're looking for some projects to do with the little ones, maybe school projects, I would say this would be fun to do. Except for it's a little, in my opinion, it's a little bit messy, and you probably need to have some people that are a little bit older than, you know, where they can actually listen. So now we're on step 4, where it says the flesh ball, and we're just going to put that on the nose, and then we're going to take the gems out, and we're going to apply those as well. So I'm assuming, I could be wrong, but I'm assuming that these gems are adhesive back already, which is good. So now we're going to take this little pom-pom, and we're going to put it right here. On this little face. And this pom-pom I'm going to put on here. See, I don't know what's up with that. It's not sticking. Alright, so I used some of the 3-in-1 glue, and then I used 3-in-1 glue on here as well. And I'm just squeezing it down some. I probably would stitch everything. If it were me, like making more than one of these, I would stitch it. Because I just feel like the stitching, I know, is a little bit more secure than not. But let's just say if you were using these for other projects, you could use all of these pom-poms, this felt, which is pretty decent felt, and this. So you make it a gnome for 50 cents basically. And so now we're going to just take our gems and stick them on. I mean, what do you expect for $1, right? So don't get too like, it's not working, I can't believe it. It's $1. There we go. He looks cute. I like him. Very handsome little gnome. I would say, I think this is probably my second gnome I've ever made, maybe. All right. So here's the little red guy, and here's the little pink one. And I must admit, I used all glue on this one, no stitching, and then I used stitching on this one. And I think the stitching probably makes me like the stitch one better. But overall, I mean, it's a little dollar project that you could do with your kiddos or students or people at, you know, the community center, wherever you may volunteer or do whatever. And this is definitely something that could be done with them. So anyway, I did enjoy doing it. And look, you could just put this on. You can have seasonal glue bottle gnome tops or something like that. Anyway, I have 2 little gnomes to keep me company now when I craft. I want to say thank you for watching. Hope that you've enjoyed this, and until next time, happy crafting.